21 tricks that used to be possible in Valorant that aren't anymore. From riding Viper's wall to placing the spike outside of the map to Reyna dismissing straight into someone else's character model. These are massive, game-breaking, and to be honest, a ton of fun to watch.
What the fuck?
It would literally cause you to be permanently stuck within another player's model and basically nothing they can do. They're just trying their best to make sure not to throw the round.
This is bullshit.
Stay still, you know, they're getting a little bit of annoyed. They want to make sure to still close out the round, but they can't move. Even to the point when Sage tries to wall just to get them out of this predicament, look what happens. Boom, the wall breaks.
I'm trying to...
They are literally a solid object, and then sadly the round ends like this.
I can't see shit.
But next, this trick was only possible literally a month ago. This is fresh. You know, we're going from all the way back, all the way to the modern. I am leaving no timeline out of sight, which is, you know, using Lotus. You can, I mean, do I gotta explain anything? We're literally moving KJ's turret around. This is, you know, a comment infamously said, lore accurate turret. You know how in the cinematics it can actually run around? Well, there you go. You can actually move it around. This dude literally moved it from one site to the next. Speaking about next, keep in mind this little box here on split. Starting with this first one, Reyna could literally dismiss into it. It wasn't complicated. I mean, she literally could no clip through the C platform by just using her dismiss. That's it. That's literally where it ends. Look how it looks from first person. Boom, you clip through. It's so easy. It was one of the easiest no clip bugs Valorant has ever seen. A lot of the other ones used some nuance, but once the spike was planted, you literally couldn't do anything. That's it. GG, you win. Unless you had an enemy Reyna in order to kill someone else and then no clip through in there and then have a little bit of a gunfight down there, there's nothing you could have done. You can even get wall banged through it. I mean, what? It didn't end. It didn't end. Look, this is how it looks in game. Dude went in, dodged the Sage, and then popped out for the kill. But talking about no clipping, we got another no clip, but this one was really busted. It actually happened to me once. If you pushed against a barrier and just ran straight here on bind, this could happen.
I just fell through the map. What?
A more prominent and usable trick would be placing a Sage wall on a Killjoy turret to get insane angles like this. Just look how happy this kid was.
No way.
But I mean, I would be happy as well, but I wouldn't be so happy if this happened to me. Back during the early days of Valorant, you could ride a Viper wall. I think this one is pretty well known, but it's still always fun to watch. I mean, look at that jet fly, and this is how it looked if you were the one flying. I mean, the reaction says it all, but then they go ahead and try it in game, and this is a good example. I'll just let you watch it.
Yeah!
Something that isn't as funny is what happened here during professional play. So basically there's this Cipher Camera, and it was a trick that you guys could use. Anyone could use this Cipher Cam. But after it happened here in pro play, Riot went ahead and determined it illegal, causing huge drama and arguably the team to lose in a remake. But look, this is what the camera looks like. And you can hear the commentators stay pretty calm as they just simply think it's an advanced Cipher trick.
Slowly making their way into the site. The camera is going to get all of the information from Joe. I reckon that's going to pick up a couple.
And I mean, you can't say much. This camera literally had them win this round. And I just don't know if they should have called it illegal. The guy studied a Cipher and just used what he knew. But yeah, did you notice that's old split? So yeah, there's two parts. One, this is old split. And two, I did show this in the last video, but I didn't show this exact play. And I think it's worth showing it. It is the jet super dash. I'm sorry to reuse one trick from the last video, but just look at this. In part with a golden gun and floating, it was just too fun. I wanted to show it. But the next one is actually kind of recent. It's Omen's Cloaked Nightmare bug. Omen would turn into this. I don't know if this is horrifying or just a spaghetti noodle. It's kind of hard to tell, but I mean, it's definitely game breaking because you're literally floating. Your model isn't correct. If you shot those sleeves, you wouldn't do any damage. It is game breaking. Now, I guess it is a little bit off of a trick. I mean, it's a trick in the sense of it could help you win, but you can't really repeat it. But anyways, this next one is lineup Larry Galore. No. You have to just stick through it. There is no lineup like this. This is the hardest lineup in the game. You got to look at this exact pixel and then line it up with this exact stair. There's barely anything to line up with. You just got to have intuition. Then you got to make sure that the wall isn't on the bottom, but on the top stair. Then you got to angle it perfectly to cut through the rocks. You could use your health to make sure it cuts through the middle. Okay, you're following? And then placing that lineup wall would get you through the map. This is the hardest out of map glitch Valorant has ever seen. You need to line up pixel perfect things multiple times. I don't know how these bug hunters find it. I don't know whoever found this, but it is insane. Now, the next one is also out of map, but this one is OG, as you can tell by the UI and how Jet looks at the top, and it was simple. From the hardest to the simplest. You literally just double jet dash over the roof, jump over this little stair, and there you go. You're outside a split. You can just go for a nice little walk, feel the breeze, but it doesn't exactly end there, because just look where Jet ends up. It isn't just kind of like one of those, okay, you're out of the map, maybe you'll die, you can't shoot through the map. No. This Jet goes hardcore parkour up the roof to look at this operator spot. Look at this. Then uses everything in game, right? No infinite abilities, nothing. They have the perfect lineups here to get onto this little roof for the craziest operator spot the game has ever seen. What the heck? This is insane. Who's gonna expect you up there? What's hilarious is using the same glitch but heading the other way. You can get to the back of A site. So you just dominated split with this bug. It was obviously way beyond game breaking. What is the enemy gonna do here? Obviously, Riot was pretty swiftly to patch this out, and it was early Valorant, so a lot of these bugs were quite prominent. This next one is actually a Yorubug where you could place your teleporter in a perfect spot and then teleport into the pillar. And I'm gonna admit I did this once. It was quite hilarious. But I digress. Riot actually, this one Riot genuinely super patched. The day I learned it was the day it was gone. I mean, luckily it was pretty broken, but the second part, you have to pay attention here. You might not notice it right away. The trick here is the fact that Jet's smokes used to last a long time, allowing her to make extremely ratty plays like this one. But the second part to this you may have not noticed was, yeah, his classic right click is extraordinarily accurate, because this was pre-classic nerfs at all, and it used to be insane. Look at this. The right click was beyond accurate and way too broken, but not everyone really paid attention to it right away. It was basically so broken that there was no reason to normally use the classic. The original left click was useless. Let me just, dude, I can barely finish my commentary without, I mean, dude, I don't gotta say much. You just only right clicked.
Oh, there it is, tiny knife. Yeah. That's the good bug, the best one.
Now, I admit Tiny Knife is not really a trick, but I really wanted to slip it into the video because it was one of my favorites. From the Primax to the Karambit to the Butterfly Knife, any knife could become a Tiny Knife. I haven't seen it in a long while, so I believe Riot has unfortunately patched it, but man, it'll always have a special place in my heart. This next part of the video is a little bit wild. It's Jet and how much she broke and continues to break every new map in the game. In Fracture, you could just get up here and just become a straight up sentry, obviously being extraordinarily broken, but the thing with Jet, it just never stopped. You're talking about Split, you could also get up here, for example. Or when they reworked Split, How to Noodle even found a different spot. Now, I can't even show every single spot because it never ended. It just never ended with Jet. Here's yet another one, but this has an in-game example to show how broken they were. You had full accuracy, you were just standing still, it all worked, it just all worked. It just worked. And a lot of these were insane. Like here, you get up on this little ledge, right? But then you can walk anywhere on this ledge. So this one position actually became multiple positions. Or you could just sit up here on the door, and this was obviously never intentional. It's just that if Jet was supposed to, let's say, float off of something but then got stuck, it would just plant her there, and then it would have her stuck there, allowing for plays just like this one. Now, it only got one kill, sadly, but I think it gets the point across nonetheless. But, you know, the thing, it just didn't end with Jet. It just didn't end with Jet. This one was one of the craziest ones and is more unique than the others. It's not, it's less of a repeat and more a mix of two bugs. It was a lock bug, but then after dashing while locking, you would go into the wall. Look how it looks. Look, can you see her? Can you see her in the top left? What the heck, man? And then one more, oh wait, this is not a Jet one. This uses Jet because you need someone on top of you, but it's actually a Sage bug. Remember at the start of the video, I said, keep in mind this exact platform. Look how many bugs we've had with this exact platform. This platform is just as cursed as Jet when it comes to getting inside of it and planting the spike. Why can you even plant the spike down there? The only thing you should be doing down there is hitting the subscribe button.